Welcome back to the Hacklab Podcast, Safety Leadership Series, where we bring conversations with industry leaders who are shaping the future of workplace safety, operational excellence, and industrial resilience. Today's topic is safety in oil and gas sector, a discussion focused on one of the world's highest risk industries, where process safety, operational discipline, leadership commitment, and technological innovation play a critical role in preventing catastrophic incidents and protecting people, assets, and the environment. Joining us today is Dr. S.P. Garg, advisor at DSS Plus and one of India's most respected HSE leaders with more than 42 years of experience in the oil and gas industry. Dr. Garg previously served as executive director and corporate head HSE at Gale India Private Limited, where he established world-class safety management systems and strengthened organizational safety culture through behavior intervention. He is also Deputy Managing Director, MYPG Techno Inspection Services Private Limited, a PNGRB-approved third-party inspection agency for oil and gas sector, and has contributed extensively to disaster management, safety governance, and industrial risk management. Thank you, sir, for giving us your time today and joining us.
Thank you for the nice introduction.
Okay, sir. So let's get started.
Sure.
So the oil and gas industry is considered one of the most hazardous sectors globally. What makes safety management in this industry uniquely challenging compared to other industries?
Yeah, you are right. Oil and gas industry is quite hazardous industry, and accordingly the challenges are too many. Right from the design stage, when you design a plant or a pipeline or any of the installation, you have to take care of safety right from the beginning. So the challenges are too many. Why I said so? Because a smallest mistake, say for example, in handling hydrocarbon, as hazardous as a hydrogen or say chlorine, if you are missing a step, you are not following standard operating practice, then there are chances of leading to the catastrophe. It's a complete unit or the installation can get wiped off. So that's why the chances are not taken right from the beginning, as I mentioned, right from the design stage to the construction, the operation and maintenance. Every stage, the structured safety management system is a part of the whole process. So the difference with the ordinary industry and such hazardous industry is that you are overcautious. Every step you breathe in and breathe out safety. Safety is in your part of DNA. Every activity you do, operation, maintenance, construction, everywhere safety has to be part of it. Otherwise, you pay heavy price. So that is the basic difference, and that is how the things are designed in a very robust method. The engineering and the practices of operation maintenance, everything is done through a process, through structured methods. It's not randomly done things. So the effect of those things culminates into safe operations and safe higher productivity of these installations.
Okay, sir. Good. So over your 42 years career, how have you seen the safety practices evolve in the oil and gas sector, and what has been the biggest transformation?
Right. See, earlier days, say 40 years back, when we used to be entering into this industry, we used to follow the standards which were followed by the West, the API standards. Even today we follow the various standards which are followed in US or Western countries. Those used to be blindly followed. We didn't have our own standards. May it be handling of LPG, may it be handling of natural gas, or later the liquefied natural gas, that is LNG, CNG, compressed natural gas. These are various forms of hydrocarbon, the natural gas in different forms, which is utilized for different sectors. For example, transport sector, you have compressed natural gas. Then you have for various industries, you have piped natural gas. You have LNG, which is liquefied natural gas, which is imported through ships and then regasified in the form of natural gas. So all these are hazardous chemicals and they require very, very robust methods of handling during operation maintenance. So we evolved over the period, especially in oil and gas sector. There is a body called Oil Industry Safety Directorate. So this is a part of Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas in India. So what they did, they started writing their own standards. Okay, taking from the existing international standards, but they started writing their own standard. And these standards were written by the industry people itself. So they draw the people from, say, for example, GAIL India Limited, ONGC, IOC, HPC, and the private sector also, different companies, Reliance and others. They will come together and contribute in writing a standard. So now they have more than 200 standards and various practices, operation, maintenance, construction, erection, and everything. So, and there are standards even now for handling LNG, which is latest this thing. Hydrogen also, there are standards written. So this is one basic difference. Second is the building of safety culture in the organizations. Earlier days, there was no focus on building safety culture. So when you don't have a safety culture, these are only, say, stopgap arrangements. One accident has happened and you have learned something out of that and you did some additional measures to strengthen your safety measures. And then that's it. I mean, there were no structured way. There were no safety management system. Now you have a standard, OSD standard 206 on safety management system itself. In fact, I have written a book on safety management system. So point is that there is an increasingly understanding amongst the top management, the people who matter, to develop a good organizational safety culture through which you can increase your productivity and you can handle you can change the mindset of the people. Now it is a risk-based thinking. Earlier, that kind of thing was not there in the mind. If you ask any employee of an industry, what are their top 5 risks in the industry? Then today, probably most of the employees will give the same answer. That kind of understanding has been developed. So those are the basic differences over the years of 40 years, which I have seen, and more uses of technology. Today, AI and different kind of tools, even drones are being used in developing, in strengthening the technological processes through these latest developments.
Okay, sir. Sir, you mentioned about some of your books. Can you share with our audience some of the books which you have written? And I'm sure they're available on Flipkart, so they can access them from there. So can you share them?
Yeah, primarily there are 3 books which I have co-authored. One of these books is How to Set Up Safety Management System in 91 Days. Co-authored along with 2 more colleagues. And this is primarily written for the MSMEs because India has crores and crores of MSMEs. And they do not have a structured safety management system, most of them. So I thought, industries which are already, having those kind of system professionals, for them it's fine. There are various, but to make it easy, to make it comprehensive, like safety management system with 12 elements, which are basic elements. I have written this book. This was one. Another one was the published by Willy. This is Guidelines for Managing Abnormal Situations. This is in fact CCPS, Center for Chemical Process Safety, USA's project, but I was part of it from the GAIL. So this is one. And the third one, which I would like to share, is the Advances in Construction Industry. So this was published by Springer, and this is a basically co-edited by me along with other colleagues. So this gives you happiness that some part of your work is getting reflected here, and you are able to learn in the process.
Right, sir. Yes, sir. That's really amazing. Especially like you mentioned, MSME don't want to spend a lot of money, but they want to have basic practices, safety practices in place. So I
Yeah.
think for them, the book is really important to read and follow for their practical purposes.
Exactly. And then they don't want to spend much of money and resources and the time also. That's why I
Yes.
said within 91 days, say roughly 3 months,
Yeah.
you could be able to
Yes.
install a basic safety management system within the organization, which will
Right,
not
sir.
give you surprises.
Right, sir. Okay, sir. So moving forward,
Yeah.
process safety and occupational safety are often discussed together. How should organizations differentiate between the two while building a robust safety system?
Okay. In fact, these two, process safety and occupational safety, are complementary to each other. You need to have occupational safety because the injuries which keep on happening, especially if you look at the construction industry, engineering industry, small injuries keep on happening. That part comes under the occupational safety. So you have slipped somewhere, you have injured your leg or foot or hands, those kind of things. But preventing those injuries is also very, very important, because you want that your employees or your workers or your officers, when they come to the plant or a facility, they should go back taking the similar, body or similar health back to their home. So without any injury. So for that, you have to have focus on the safety procedures, safety rules, regulations, wearing of PPEs, and following SOPs. All those basic requirements are there, which are primarily focusing on the occupational safety. Now, when you talk about the process safety, now especially when we talk about chemical industry or oil and gas industry, where the risks are high, a smallest mistake in the process can lead to a runaway reaction, or it can lead to a blast, it can lead to a disaster. And those incidents are less, but whenever they happen, they create huge impact. It becomes a disaster. There are huge number of incidents, Piper Alpha, your LG Polymer, even there are many. I mean, I would not like to name everything because these are all negative things. Should not mention much. But of course, there have been so many incidents nationally and internationally, from where you take out the learnings and implement those learnings into your system so that you do not fall. But point which you are trying to ask me was that what is the difference between these two and why should we take? Yes, we have to complement these two things together, and the impact in the organization is very high if there is a process incident. Even if plant trips, there has to be a reason behind tripping of the plant. So you need to focus on the leading indicators, which we call it. There are two kinds of indicators: lagging indicators and leading indicators. Lagging indicators means the incident has happened and you are trying to measure and count those numbers. Itna near miss hua, so many injuries happened, so many accident happened. You are focusing on the what do you call it? Lagging indicators. Instead of that, you focus on the leading indicators. How many trainings you have given, how many safety audits you have done, how many times plant tripped, examine it, what are the root cause, then what are the unsafe conditions and unsafe practices which has happened, capture those and correct them, so incident will not happen. So these two things are very important, but they have to go hand in hand.
Understood. Right, sir. So, sir, many major industrial disasters have occurred, like you mentioned, despite the safety procedures in place. In your opinion and thinking, what were some of the common gaps that organizations still overlook?
Yeah. While studying various case studies of accidents, one of the most common cause, I would say, was the not following management of change procedure. There is a structured procedure for bringing any change within the organization or within the unit or an installation. Change of hardware, change of software, change of personnel, you have to go through that procedure.
Oh.
And all the large formal industries, they have this kind of procedure. And each management of change has to have a unique number and different kind of approval steps, etc. Now, if that thing is followed in toto, then the chances of accident get reduced. Now, many of the incidents, they thought, for example, an industry having 4 reactors, one of the reactors had gone bad, so temporarily they disconnected that reactor and connected it through a piping. Now that piping is not actually tested or not examined whether it will be able to sustain that kind of pressure, temperature, other conditions or not. They thought, okay, it will take few hours to do it and let us do it. So without following a management of change procedure, if you are doing some quick fix things, temporary things, then accident happen and sometimes they become catastrophic. So most of the time I have seen this. Second could be the lengthy procedures, safety procedures in the name of improving the safety procedure practices. At times it has been seen that they become so lengthy that people try to bypass them. So you should have very structured and focused procedures in such a way that people are easy to implement those procedures, and they are practicing those procedures and they are remembering by heart. So that is also one of the things I have seen. And third would be the not having good what do you call safety culture, organizational safety.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, so leadership commitment is often considered the foundation of safety excellence. How can senior management create a culture where safety becomes a core organizational value rather than just a compliance requirement?
Yeah, see, for everything, people look at the leader. So leader actually drives the culture of the organization. He sets the targets, he sets the culture of the organization, and others follow it. If he starts the walk the talk practice, if he, for example, a top leader visits one of the facility of his own or plant, and while entering, he stops at the gate himself and says, okay, do my security check, then only I will go inside. If he does that, then the message has gone to all the employees that this is an important activity which has to be done by everybody, maybe MD or whoever is there. Similarly, if he goes to the plant itself, I mean within the process area, then the required PPEs, personal protective equipment, are to be worn by him. Not that I am the boss, so don't ask me to wear the hard hat or anything. If you start doing that, then message gets amplified and it gets very clear to all of. Number 2, on daily basis, leader has to talk about safety. Some contribution, some little sentences about the safety. Okay, my gentlemen, today's target is produce 1,000 liters of this product, but do it safely. Only 3 words, do it safely. That carries a lot of meaning. Instead of that, if you say, okay, produce 1,000 liters, whatever way you want to do it, then the message is gone. So leaders have very, very important role at all levels. Not that it's only top level, middle level, junior level, the first level officer. Under him also there are people. So every stage, every level, the leader is being observed. How he behaves at site, how he behaves in the office with respect to the safety. So if you want to develop a good safety culture, the leader has to play a major role.
Okay, perfect. So, sir, contractors also play a significant role in oil and gas projects. So, what strategies can organizations adopt to improve contractor safety management and accountability?
Yeah, absolutely. I will start with an example. I had visited one of the industry telco. They have thousands of employees and thousands of contract workers coming to the site every day, steel plant. Now, when I visited that to observe their safety practices, at the gate, I saw few thousand people are ready in the morning to travel within the plant. and everyone on cycle or bicycle or motorcycle wearing helmet and going inside. So I asked one of the gentlemen, ki, what is the reason, I mean, why they are actually following all kind of safety rules, it looks like. They said, we give them 2 days exposure while they join a safety training, which even covers the occupation health and other things. And then only they are allowed to go inside, and then they are observed. Then I said, ki, such a large number of people who are coming, and you also mentioned that there is a turnover. People keep changing frequently.
Yes.
So don't you think this is a big money going away? So they said, no, sir. We consider it as investment. Even if he is not in my unit, he goes somewhere else. He has learned safety, so it will be beneficial to some other organization. So we take it that way. So contractor people are to be taken as our partners, and their supervisors, especially start with supervisors. They are to be trained, they are to be exposed, they are to be made aware that what are the risks within the organization and what are our safety rules and regulations which you are required to follow. And in turn, supervisors need to ensure that each and every worker which comes in, he not only wears the proper PPEs, but also he is aware of the risk. Generally, there is the gap. The person comes in without knowing the risk of that particular unit. If he is working in an LPG plant, what are the risk of explosion, risk of leakage, he is getting involved into it. Whether he's aware, he's not aware, and he just gone inside and he's asked to open a flange. Okay, so he is not able to actually contemplate that what can go wrong. So those are the things which are the responsibility of the principal employer. And if we do that, I think we are doing proper justice.
Okay, that's very nice, sir. So with increasing digitalization, AI, IoT, and predictive analytics entering the industrial operations, how do you see technology transform safety management in oil and gas industry?
Yeah, this is a huge area. In fact, I have visited one of the refineries, and they show me the virtual reality VR. Through VR, they have shown me the entire plant sitting inside a conference room. So those kind of facilities are available today to train the person sitting in the room, and make him aware that these are the plant, these are the risks, these are the safety facilities, these are fire protection facilities available. Practically, they are able to see that through the VR. That is one. Second is that through this kind of technology, you are even able to pinpoint person inside the plant who is not wearing PPEs. He is not wearing hardware. He's not wearing hard hat, or he's not wearing safety shoe. That kind of thing you can build in the system, and you need not be there. Through the technology, you are able to know how many people are doing that, and mark those guys and advise them ki you should do this.
Right.
No, that kind of. Third is the analysis. Lot of data is being generated because you have smart safety processes these days. Digitalization has happened. So those analysis of the data, constructive analysis, so that you can plan your safety measures of future. You can plan your new initiatives which are required to be done in the plant or facilities. Those things are very, very useful.
Right. Yes, sir. I think predictive analytics plays a very important role.
Yes.
To make judgments, like so that the power plant doesn't go off power and stuff like that.
Yeah, even now you are doing the modeling. If a fire could happen at a particular place, then how it will spread, what will be the area covered, what will be the damage, what will be the load, fire load. All those things are predicted today through the modeling. So
yeah, it's a very good tool.
Yeah, very good.
Yes, we are predicting the future kind of thing.
Yeah, right.
Okay, sir. So emergency preparedness and disaster management are critical for high risk and high hazard industries.
Yeah.
What best practices should organizations follow to ensure effective emergency response capabilities?
This is very important, because all said and done, even if you do the have good safety management system in place, good people in place, good equipment, all things. Still, you cannot be 100% sure that incident will not happen. And when incident happens, then naturally, what is your response? So unless you practice those kind of scenarios which can arise within your installation. So these plans, which we call like in oil and gas sector, the PNGRB has a regulation called ERDMP, Emergency Response and Disaster Management Plan. It's a very beautiful regulation which covers all aspects of emergency response, especially planning and response. Now, through this, you identify that what are the risks within your plant, what are the measures in place, what can go wrong, like they have categorized to 3 levels of the risk, level 1 to 3. One is the minimum one, is small fire or small leakage kind of thing. Level 2 is a little bigger, and third is where the kind of disaster could happen. The other agencies are also involved. So, I mean, this is only in a nutshell I'm telling. This is a big area.
Yes.
So now you have classified all that, you have identified, then what is your preparedness? That is also required to be written. What structure will work in emergency? What hierarchy will work? Who will coordinate? Who will be the media coordinator? Who will be the finance coordinator? Who will be the security coordinator? All those things are identified in advance. And then these are written in the document. And where are the shelters? How you will rescue the people? How you will muster the attendance? Where are the assembly points? All those things are covered in these documents. Earlier, even now, we have on-site emergency plan, off-site plans, and the on top of that, the ERDMP is also regulation of this. So, oil and gas sector is entirely prepared. I mean, they have prepared this documentation. It's a regulation. So in any case, it has to be prepared, and these are practiced through mock drills. You have to have frequently mock drill done within your campus, and even involving the mutual aid partners. We call it mutual aid, wherein the one industry helping another industry. So those are also the structured schemes, mutual aid schemes. These are written and signed off amongst the industries, nearby industry. So you identify what can you spare in case of any incident in the nearby industry, and in the vice versa. So that way you practice within the industry, and bringing those partners also from outside and do the practice. And even off-site drill, when you do, you involve the district magistrate and district authorities and the factory inspectorate, all those kind of things. These practices are done. Over and above, there is a requirement of regulation also that third-party inspection agency has to revisit these documentation and examine and assess the emergency preparedness of each site. For pipelines, it is once in 3 years, once in 5 years, sorry. And for other installations, large process installations, once in 3 years. You need to revisit and get those certified through these installations. So that makes a good system through which you are actually prepared to handle any emergency.
Right. So for organizations looking to strengthen their safety culture, what behavioral interventions have proven most effective in driving long-term change?
In 2013, I was in GAIL India Limited, heading that HSC department. So I was wondering that in spite of having probably best of the people, best of the technology, and best of the processes, still incidents keep on happening here and there. So where are the gaps? So we had a brainstorming session with one of the experts from abroad. Even the top management, chairman and directors were also involved in that discussion, closed room discussion, and the next level. So we realized that we need to have a behavior-based safety intervention within the organization, which will supplement all the other efforts. So we brought in this in the organization, and brought an expert from outside, agency, to help us. And then we started rolling it out from one process plant to another, and then the pipeline, petrochemical plant and all. Within 3 years, we could do that. And at the initial stage, when we did a baseline survey that how much safe behaviors are being observed at our sites. We observed 65% safe behaviors across the company.
Yes.
So that means, in other words, 35% unsafe behavior. So we need to address those unsafe behaviors at site. Because at times you do not follow procedure, you are in some different mind while going to the site. So unsafe behaviors are observed. To correct those behaviors, this behavior-based safety intervention was brought in structured way, and various protocols were written. The lead auditors, lead trainers were trained, and how to make the safe observations. Those were done, and then within 3 years we could see that we could cross the 90% plus levels of safe behaviors. In fact, there was a case study written on us through IIM Indore, that how GAIL transformed the behavior of employees through BBS.
Right.
That case study got published in IV UK, and it is being taught all over the world for MBA students.
Right.
So that gives you happiness. Your efforts are also, giving some fruits.
Yes.
So definitely it makes a lot of difference. And in fact, the immediate difference to GAIL that time was that next 3 years, we didn't have any reportable incident across the organization. And we had crossed 100 million man hours. Safe 100 million man hours is a big number.
Right. So, sir, finally, for today's conversation, what advice would you like to give young safety professionals who aspire to build successful careers in oil and gas industry and become future safety leaders?
Right. See, the challenges are too many for the young safety officers, especially in the oil and gas industry. At times you get bulldozed through the senior officers and those people who are trying to expedite the process. Hurriedly they want to bypass and all those things. So especially these young safety officers, when I talk to them, I always tell them, you be firm, be polite, don't hesitate conveying your safety recommendation to them. But don't fight. Be firm and polite, and you stick to your recommendation. People will later or sooner will realize that this is very, very important. It has happened in many cases. Many examples are there. So my advice to them will be that don't get bogged down by threats. Those are not direct threats, maybe indirect threats. But environment sometimes becomes such challenging that these are the all I would say job-related risk and hazards, but don't get bogged down.
Right.
You be professional, be polite, be firm. Things will definitely be settled down.
Okay, sir. So thank you, sir, for sharing your invaluable experiences and insights with us today. Your journey and leadership demonstrate that excellence in oil and gas sector is achieved not only through engineering and technology, but also through strong safety leadership, proactive risk management, behavioral excellence, and unwavering commitment to protect life. As the industry continues to evolve with new technologies and increasing operational complexities, building a culture where safety remains the highest priority will be more important than ever. Thank you once again for joining the Hacklab Podcast, Safety Leadership Series, and inspiring the next generation of safety professionals. To everyone watching,
thank you.
And listening. Thank you, sir. To everyone watching and listening, do share this episode with your colleagues and teams and follow the Hacklab Podcast for more conversation with industry leaders driving future of workplace safety. Until next time, take care and have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye.